ready? Yeah.
Something good time.
And we'll just stand now.
All right. There we go. I'm not blocking you. Ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good morning. Everybody put on your happy faces. We're here for a great day for the residents of the 30th Council District because today we are going to hear from what I hope to be the new councilman come next year, council member from the 30th District, Craig Caruana. He's a terrific guy. He's a guy that I've known since high school. I'm a little partial because we went to the same high school. We both graduated Cathedral Prep, and I knew then and I knew now that he is an honest person, he's a man of integrity, and he's somebody that works very hard for the causes and the things that he believes in. And I know that he's going to bring that same passion to the City Council. I know that he'll make a great member of the City Council. I know that he'll be fighting for the residents of Glendale and Middle Village and Maspeth and Woodhaven and every other nick and cranny and neighborhood in the district. District 30 really needs a fighter right now. With the budget cuts and the uncertainty, with us not knowing who the next mayor is going to be, who the next borough president is going to be, the responsibility will really fall upon the shoulders of the council members in each district to fight for their constituents, to fight for the resources to bring it back to the community. And I know that Craig will do that. He's also a guy that has common sense. He gets it. And I know that when he's voting on legislation that's going to impact our quality of life, that's going to impact the ability of the city to deliver services, police services, sanitation services, parks, libraries, things of the like, that he's going to be the strongest advocate and really one that is needed in times like these. So I know that he's going to do a great job, and he's going to say a few words in a few minutes. He's going to be introduced by a good friend of his. But we'd also like to welcome our former Congressman Bob Turner, a dear friend of this community, someone who represented this community, albeit a very short amount of time. He had a historic election. He knows a thing or two about winning uphill battles, and he's going to say a few words. Then we'll hear from Angelica, and then we're going to hear from the future councilman. So let's hear from Bob Turner.
I'm delighted to be here in support of Craig. When I first met him, he was a volunteer. Came in. He showed an excellent grasp of the issues and a willingness for hard work. And I'm very grateful for that. And it was through you and others like you that that election was won against all odds. So I know you will do a tremendous job here. You will wage a great campaign, and you're a winner.
Thank you.
So God bless you, and good to be here. Now,
well, before we introduce Angelica, let me also note that Craig, for the past few months, has been behind the scenes, laying the groundwork for this run, not taking anything for granted, and he has secured the endorsement and support of the district leaders in the Republican Party. I know that he's spoken with the Conservative Party as well, and he'll be courting the Independence Party line. And we've been joined by several district leaders here in Queens County, and some of them serving in the 30th Council District. Bill Johnert is here from the 38th Assembly District. He's the district leader. His co-leader, Donna, could not be here, or maybe she's on her way, but I know that she is also supporting Craig. Craig has also spoken with the leaders in the 30th Council District, and what other, what other district is in your...
28.
The 28th. So and Margaret Agnew is here. We forget Margaret. Yeah. Margaret is here. So he will get on the ballot. He has the support, the grassroots support that's needed. I was a young person. I ran when I was 24 years old. Nobody thought that I had a shot. It was a 3-to-1 Democratic district. Nobody thought that we could win it. I got the support of the good people in the community, like many of the people here that are here this morning. We worked hard, we knocked on doors, we raised money, and we won it the old-fashioned way. He's going to do the same thing. I have confidence that he can pull it off. I know that he can win, and we're going to be behind him 100%. we're going to hear now from Angelica Harris, right? So she's going to come up and say a few words and introduce Craig, and then we'll hear from Craig.
Hi everyone, my name is Angelica Harris, and I am the founding mother of the Excalibur Reading Program, a 501c3 not-for-profit program that helps children with literacy and also children who are abused. I'm a human activist and a survivor of domestic and sexual abuse. I met Craig through the Glendale Kiwanis Club, and we became friends over a lot of the similar issues that we want to make sure that children are safe. We want to make sure that children have a safe place to go, like programs like mine and other programs in the community. You know, bullying is rampant in the schools, and right now we're trying to work out a Heroes Project to bring it to the schools here in the community, both public and parochial. We need people to work with our children to make sure that they're safe. And I believe that Craig is going to help us in so many ways to make sure that the issues get taken care of and that children are safe in the community and adults. The issues have to be dealt with, and I believe that Craig, my friend, is going to help.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to district leaders and Congressman Bob Turner, Councilman Eric Ulrich. Thank you for my family for being here. And my grandfather's here somewhere. Right here, 96 years old. Still going strong. You know, he immigrated here from Malta back in the 1950s. He settled in Queens, raised his family in Queens, and he retired right here in Maspeth. You know, I look at him and just really his entire generation, it's just bred leadership. And unfortunately, that's what we're lacking in the City Council today. It's leadership. You know, I'm running for City Council because someone just has to start to take responsibility for the issues that are affecting all of our lives here in Queens and the 30th District Council. You know, right in the past 11 years, property taxes, the past 10 years, property taxes have gone up 11 times. They were up twice in a single year. You know, what does our current City Council member say when confronted with property tax increases? Well, she says it's too complicated. It's too complicated to deal with. Maybe some of you saw the DEP just put out a budget for next year, the 2014 fiscal budget. Again, water rates are going to increase. Since 1999, water rates have increased over 7% annually on average. What do we get from our current leadership? A stunning silence of indifference. Right now, if you walk up to Myrtle Avenue, or maybe you come by the businesses of Metropolitan Avenue by me, you walk into any one of those small businesses, you ask them if regulations and compliance costs are good for business. Obviously it's not. It's driving up costs. And it just takes more money out of our pockets, and inevitably it ends up in City Hall. You know, right when you go to your City Council member and talk about these things, she doesn't see them as an issue. But what does she have time for? You know, I was reading about her in the New York Times. She goes and complains that the reason we get the least amount of taxpayer dollars back into our district is because, well, the speaker's mean and she's tough to work with. It's excuses. You know, I wanted to pick up the phone and call a ambulance, but I couldn't. Why? Because 4 hospitals have closed in Queens since 2007. And that was on the front pages back when they closed, but then, you know, just disappeared and no one wants to talk about them again. We're going to face a healthcare crisis in Queens. You know, when hospitals go away, the patients don't. And inevitably, the good hospitals, they're going to suffer from the same problems of overcrowding, people not being able to pay their bills, not enough good quality doctors. And we need someone in the City Council who doesn't complain about their colleagues, but who reaches out to them, who works with them, who could form a coalition of Queens politicians to make sure that whoever the next mayor is, that healthcare in Queens is a priority. You know, you may have said, well, what has our council member been doing? You know, 4 years ago she ran as a great regular person from the neighborhood, coming from a respectable political family, and she promised that she was going to make our values and our concerns a priority in City Hall. Instead, what was the signature legislation that she has her name on? She co-sponsored and led the effort to prevent the Department of Corrections at Rikers Island from cooperating with immigration and custom officials. So now, if someone gets arrested, and they actually get as far along the process where they're at Rikers, it used to be your immigration status was checked. And if you were in the country illegally after committing a crime, deportation proceedings would begin. Now that no longer happens. You'll serve your time and you get released back into the streets. Those aren't our values. Those aren't the values of the 30th District. You know, sometimes it could seem as if with everything going on in the world, there are just forces beyond our control that kind of sweep in from nowhere and affect our lives for the negative. And there's nothing we can do about it. But let me tell you, we can affect what's right in front of us. We can't change everything, but we can change our neighborhood. Neighborhood is something that is here and now that we could change, that we could influence for the better. So I ask all those residents of Glendale, Maspeth, Ridgewood, Middle Village, Woodhaven, to come join our campaign. And then together, come November 5th, we'll walk into that city council seat together. Thank you all. God bless all of you. God bless our neighborhoods.
Any questions?
Any questions? Be here along afterwards. You guys want to get a picture?
Yes.
Yeah, let's get a nice